and welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Son of Neptune, Chapter 2, continuing Percy's journey. Well, this chapter starts with Percy going down that hill. He was on that little tray sliding down the hill, and he's trying to dodge trees, and he's gonna crash into this apartment, and he's gonna roll off into the highway. But right before he kind of gets down from the hill, a gust of wind, poof, hits him, and he lands inside of a bush. Now, from that bush, he doesn't break any bones. I mean, he was going fast. You and I, we would have died. But maybe because Percy's blessing of Achilles or sign of Achilles, maybe that protected him. Maybe he's just stronger because he's a demigod. I don't know, but he doesn't get hurt. He starts to recover, and he looks around trying to understand where he should go, what he should do. And he sees the tunnels for the cars going into the hill. And then there's one road and another road for traffic. And in the middle, there's a door. And next to that door are two guards. And the mist is probably hiding that door or those guards, but Percy can see that it's something special. And so he knows instinctually that he should go towards that door. But looking up the hill, he can see the two Gorgons coming down after him. Now remember, they have like chicken feet, so they can kind of grab into the rock, and so they can kind of come down that hill very easily. As he's kind of getting ready to move, there's this really old lady that's like a homeless lady. She looks ugly. Her clothes are dirty. She probably smells terrible. Actually, she does smell terrible. Percy says that later. And she starts talking to him in a really weird way. Like, oh, you have choices. And Percy's like, what are you talking about? It's like, yes, you could run to the ocean, and you could be safe in the ocean. You can be very comfortable in the ocean. Or you can go to the door, and then you'll have possibilities, and you'll have great pain. But you'll have possibilities. And Percy's like, to get my memory back? He's like, yeah, you could get your memory back in time if you go to the door. Or you could live peacefully in the sea, relaxing and comfortable. Man, what should he do? Well, he decides kind of inside that he's going to run to the door. And then the old lady, who we find out her name is June, says, oh, why don't you carry me? And he's like, what? She's like, oh, you could leave me. You could leave me for the Gorgons, and the Gorgons can kill me. Or you can take me as a kindness. And Percy's like, oh my goodness, come on. So he picks up this old lady who's dirty, smells terrible, and he starts to carry her across this highway. And it is not safe. Cars are going around him, and the birds are trying to attack him. Oh, not birds, the Gorgons. They take off their shirt, and they have wings. And so then they start flying and trying to get Percy with their claws. This isn't easy, okay? And as he's running across, the Gorgon's like, oh, look, Percy found himself a goddess. We maybe guessed that she could have been a goddess or a prophet or something. Yeah, you're pretty smart. You probably guessed, just like I did, that there was something special. And we learned she's a goddess. What kind of goddess? We don't know. But he's holding her, and he's trying to cross traffic with her on his back. Well, he just sprints across all the lanes. Luckily, he doesn't die, and he gets to the middle. And then from the middle, he needs to start going towards the door. So he just starts sprinting that's running as fast as he can with this old lady on back. And the two guards are raving him, "Come on, hurry!" One is a girl, one is a boy. The boy takes out an arrow and boom, hits one of the Gorgons. And then he's running some more, and I think one of them's about ready to get him, but they shoot him again. I can't remember. It's very intense. They get to the door. They're like, "Come on, get in." And then the girl is like, "I'll stay here. I'll hold them off. You guys go." And so Piercy and Frank is the guy's name, go inside the tunnel and run. And as they're going through the tunnel, June starts to say weird things, like, "Oh, we're going to this place. All roads lead to this place." And Piercy's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Rome. We're going to Rome." They get out of this tunnel, and there's this amazing, not yet. There's amazing kind of field. There's a mountain, there's a river, there's a camp, there's a city. I mean, they get out of this tunnel and what? It's like a secret world. And we learn that it's called Camp Juniper. And that's the Roman camp, we can guess. And that's where Piercy needs to go. There's a river that he has to cross to be safe. And so Hazel, the girl, she comes out of the tunnel. She's like, "I can't hold them off much longer. We have to go." I think the tunnel kind of collapses. And so all three of them are running for this river. And as they get to the river, Frank says, "I'll hold them off this time. Hazel, you take Piercy across the river." So Hazel and Piercy go across the river. And while Piercy's crossing the river, he feels something like, this isn't good. Usually in water, he feels energy, but now he feels a little scared. And Juno, we didn't know her names yet. June can read his mind, I guess. Okay, she seems to know what he's always thinking. And she's like, yes, this is your last chance. You can stop. You can go back to the ocean and you can live peacefully. But if you cross this river, that blessing of Achilles will be gone. And you will be vulnerable and you will feel pain again. And Piercy's like, "Oh man, what should I do?" And then he thinks of Annabeth. And he's like, "Oh man, I gotta go." And then suddenly he gets this boom, boost of energy. And he just kind of goes right across the river. Hazel and Piercy get across the river. Frank is fighting with the Gorgons. He's trying to go across the river. And the Gorgons grab him. And they're about ready to take him up. And this is looking bad. Everyone is like, "Oh!" And then Piercy uses his power and he takes the water, and the water makes hands, and they grab the Gorgons and smash him into the water, and they turn into dust. Frank gets across, and then that old hippie lady transforms into Juno. Whoa, shocker. I guessed it might be Juno, but I wasn't sure. And then Juno says a bunch of stuff, but pretty much she says, "Here's Piercy Jackson. He's in your hands now. Bye-bye." Poof, she's gone. And the leader of the camp, the new praetor, is like, "Let's interrogate him. And let's take him to some special people. And maybe we'll kill him." And Piercy's like, "What?" And that is how the chapter ends. Whew, man, these chapters are long. Let's hit some vocabulary really quickly. 360 means to turn around completely. So spinning all the way around, 360 degrees. A prow is that front part of a ship. And so I can't remember, he's going down something and it was like a prow. Swivel is like to turn. So in his sled, he's trying to swivel and move past things, I think. Flanked means to be on each side of something. Usually we use this for like armies. Um, if there's one guy, well, here, let me draw a really, really terrible picture. Okay, here's a wall, and maybe here's a soldier, okay, and he has a gun and he's shooting pew 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 pew. Here's another guy, and here's another soldier, okay, he's over here, and he has a gun, pew 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 pew. So these two soldiers, they can duck behind the wall, so they can't really shoot each other. So one, maybe they have a friend over here. This guy comes around this way. Maybe there's a wall over here, and then he can shoot him. So this is flanking, going at two sides to an enemy. And so the door, there's two people on each side of it. That is flank. Let me take that off. Okay. Oh, let me erase it. Erase all. Okay. Plumed. Now, I took this picture of a Roman soldier because the guards on the side of the door, they're in this kind of armor. The plume is actually this part of the helmet. So a plume is like sticking up. If you think about like a peacock, sometimes a peacock will plume its feathers, will open them up and stick them out. And that's one of the styles of the Roman helmets. They had a plumed, maybe horsehair or something in their helmet that stuck up. All right. The next vocabulary word is fill in the blank. Oh, I didn't add the quotes at the end. This has two meanings. One, it actually means that just add anything you want. Piercy was running from the monsters. Piercy was running from this monster. Piercy was running from that monster. Fill in the blank. He's running from all sorts of stuff. He was trying to get to fill in the blank. What is it? This city, this place, this, you can add many different things. But also fill in the blank could mean beep. I just want to get to the beep store. Fill in the blank. What, maybe some bad word he's trying to say there, because man, he's had some frustrations. Ratty is like a rat, okay, but in this case think of like a young teenager causing trouble. Probably they don't look that clean, not dirty, right? Not like a dirty rat, but maybe just like young style and with attitude. That's kind of ratty. And as Piercy's running across the street, people are honking their hey, just looking at him like a ratty teenager. Mosaic, that's kind of art style using like blocks or pictures or other things. And as Piercy's running through the tunnel, it's just like normal cement, but it changes to a mosaic tile. So there's like tile pieces with pictures all over the floor. Ramparts, this is that dirt wall that kind of goes up. In the Camp Juniper, there's a military base, and it has a rampart on each side of it. And out of the dirt, not in this example, there are wooden spikes sticking out. And this is so you can defend your base more easily, especially if there's horses coming in. They can't run past these sticks or up these hills. So it gives you protection while you're sleeping. And the last one is auguries. And these are people that can read like signs to know what something is. And so Piercy, first he gets interrogated. Oh, I didn't write that one down. Interrogated means asked a bunch of questions to get information. And then he has to go to the auguries, which will read the signs. Does Juno want us to kill this person? Or is this a new recruit? And so they'll kind of like maybe look at stars or kill an animal and look at things to see what they should do with Piercy. Whew. Finally, discussion question. Would you have helped June? Yes, of course I would have helped this old lady. All right, stop. Think about it really. There are two monsters coming to try to kill you. You have to cross this highway. And you have to carry this lady? Are you serious? Would you carry this lady and both of you die? Or would you just do it on your own? Or a plan B? I don't know. But the question is, would you have really, really helped June? And you can also, if you do say yes, you could say why or in which way you would do it. If you say no, you could also say why. And please make your own discussion question. Write it in the YouTube comments so that way other students can look at it and prepare their answers. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.